fam? What's going on? It's Tuesdays with Tawana. Yes, it's Tuesday. I am Rev T, your host and your curator for Tuesdays with Tawana, where we join together once a week to build community, one episode at a time. I am so grateful to be here on this Tuesday and looking forward to seeing community pop up on my screen. Yes, my sister is in the building, Tony. Yes, thank you for being here. I love you dearly, Tony. I hope all is well with you and the fam. I've had the awesome opportunity to be a part of a strategic planning session over the last 2 days, and this is the third day. But because they honor what I do and they realize how important this moment is for me, I was excused for 30 minutes to chop it up with you and to build community, to make it happen. So I am so grateful for my community, my work community, my healing community, my beloved community, my family, my friends. So if you're joining us for the first time, if you want to just sit back, relax, and listen, that's cool. If you want to let me know you're here, just pop something in the comments and let me know. You can also feel free to engage. You have questions, comments. I will put the comments up on the screen and we'll read them. And then later on, this will be turned into a podcast. So this is shared across various podcast platforms. This is shared on YouTube. This is shared on LinkedIn and Instagram. So we're sharing it all over the place because we want to spread love and we want to do this in the best way possible in the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of COVID-19, in the midst of this Omicron variant. This is the best way to make it happen. Tony said, surviving is a part of thriving, and for survival, I am grateful. Yes, beloved, so am I. Hello, my beautiful niece. Tamika is in the building, just always supporting me, always holding me up. She definitely is a guru when it comes to podcasts and stuff, so I'll have an opportunity to learn from her more and more as I evolve, because doing this thing costs money that I just don't have right now. But so I do the best I can, and I just bring my authentic self to you, and we do it the best way we can. And y'all just always rock with me, and y'all don't leave me out here hanging by myself. Oh, look who's in the building. The Reverend Marcia is here. Yes, good to see you, Reverend Sister. I love you dearly. Miss you much. Miss you much. I can't wait until COVID is over because we are too close not to see each other, for sure. So let's get it popping. Let's get it started. Most of you know this format. I may have a title in the in the ticker tape going across, or I may not. Today I do, because I've been wrestling with some stuff. So I'm reaching out to community to kind of walk me through this and talk me through this. Reverend Foster is also in the building. I love you dearly. Good afternoon. He says, happy to be with you on this journey today. Please provide your Zelle info. Oh, beloved, bless you. I will make sure I post it in the comments shortly. Hey, brother. Good to see you. Glad you are in the building. So I want to open up with a poem by Octavia Butler. If you don't know who Octavia Butler is, the late Octavia Butler, look her up. She is definitely just a talented writer, author, poet, activist, Afrofuturism guru, just a beautiful spirit. So I want to share this poem with you called Earthseed. Here we are, energy, mass, life, shaping life, mind, shaping mind, God, shaping God. Wow. Consider we are born not with purpose, but with potential. Not that you touch, all that you touch, you change. All that you change, changes you. The only lasting truth is change. God is change. So that's Earthseed by Octavia Butler. Yeah. Yes, Marcia. You are the linguistic one. So when you say you love me some Octavia Butler, yeah, she's deep for sure. She is deep. So as I was reading the poem and reflecting and doing my morning meditation, because most of you know I share with you that every morning I do my prayer and my meditation. I enjoy the quiet time. There are times when I hear the birds or the trees, the leaves from the wind, or just pure silence. And I absolutely love it. And that is my mornings. My phone is off. So I love that. But this morning, something just fell upon me and my spirit. And the term the weaponized spirit just fell on me, and I was like, what is happening? What is that? So let me, I'm going to just walk through how I was wrestling with this. And if you have any thoughts and you want to share anything, please share this with me, because this is really about intention. This is really about intention and our intention as spiritual beings, and how we intend and put forth the intentions in the universe so that we can manifest some things. But not everything is good. Not everything is good. So let me give you an example. So I was thinking about the term leadership, right? And oftentimes we think about leadership, and we think about it in a good way, if you will. He or she or they're great leaders. They're able to lead, they're able to guide, they're able to nurture, they're able to teach or preach, or whatever it is. Leadership sometimes has this connotation of goodness. And we know that not to be true all of the time. Hence, our previous administration and our previous president, he may have been a leader, but it wasn't good for me, because his intentions were not for me, this Black woman, this Black diaspora, Black and brown, First Nation, Indigenous beloveds, LGBTQ plus community, anybody, anything, impoverished, differently abled, anybody that was not of him or bowing down to him. He or those like him can be very narcissistic, sociopath, very conceited, very full of themselves, yet they call themselves leaders. And they are. Right? So then I said, well, when we, as spiritual beings, and our spirit really informs what we do and how we do it, right? So we are spiritual beings housed in this temporal body. We are spiritual beings that help us to breathe every day. We are spiritual beings that help us to be. It helps us to, this spiritual being helps us to become. Hey, Mama Lovey, glad you are in the building. Yes. Oh, thank you, Jan. Dope soul. She said she loves my shirt. So spiritual beings help us as spiritual beings, the spirit is what helps us to be. And even that, at times we look at it as good. So when we think about the Holy Spirit, there is this word, this descriptor, this adjective, this descriptor that says the Holy Spirit to separate other types of spirit. Just like a good leader will separate us, or the definition of a not so good leader, right? So when I was thinking about spirit, I said, we're living in times when people's intentions are not for our good. It's not for the building of community. So when I am talking and doing this podcast/vodcast, I am very clear that I am talking to a particular audience that wants to build community in a righteous way, wants to build community in a loving way, with intentions, with spiritual intentions that go beyond this frail existence, to connect each other in the spirit of Ubuntu, right? I am because you are, or connecting us with the wind that blows, or the trees, or the animals, or the elements and the cosmos. So those things connect us in a powerful, positive way. But what happens when that spirit is working against us and someone is using that spirit to weaponize us? And we've seen it in the Black diaspora since the inception of this country. We have been weaponized from day one, and the intention of this weaponization is to degrade, demean, dehumanize us, because they don't understand us. We are different. We are divine. We are co-creators. We are resilient. We have made it through everything they have thrown at us. Yes, some have succumbed to the ills of this society, and others have persevered and made it through. Some have had to deal with some very tough times, but they have made it through, and they don't understand that. They, meaning those who are against us. Hence, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. The weapon will form, the ill spirit will come, the bad leadership will emerge, but none of that will prosper. It may seem that way because right now we're in the midst of a pandemic. We're in the midst of COVID. We're in the midst of the Omicron variant, and the variants are going to keep coming as long as people who could get vaccinated are not being vaccinated. It's going to keep coming and keep attacking those who are in impoverished areas because they don't have access to all of the testing sites and all of the vaccination sites. And how do they get to the hospitals? And what if they don't have insurance, and so on, and so the list goes on and on and on. We are dealing with so much before us. We're dealing with voting rights as if we are back in Jim Crow. We are dealing with voting rights as if we are deemed 3/5 of a person. We are dealing with this racial reckoning that's not being reckoned because they won't even pass any type of racial justice laws and reform. So when we talk about this weaponization, it is happening, and it is happening in a spiritual manner. Please be very clear, because the intention is to do harm and to hurt, even though we're supposed to live by the adage of do no harm, right? Like the doctors, there's somewhere in one of our founding documents that says that we're not supposed to do any harm, and yet in the founding documents it still calls our First Nation indigenous beloved savages. It still talks about white men in power false power with money. So then we talk about this weaponization because they want to continue to oppress us. They want to continue, and when I say they, I am definitely using that word intentionally because it is white thought. It's white supremacy. It's white power, if you will, and you don't have to be white to have this type of mentality. We've seen that. We've seen that with Candace Owens. We've seen it with Ben Carson. We've seen it with others, right? They look like us, but they definitely don't have our best interests at heart. So what I encourage us today, as I grapple with this and as I struggle with this weaponized spirit, just not understanding how could that even happen? How could you have so much disdain for someone? How can the police get caught saying that they are going to kill and make Black people suffer, or they are going to, pull people over for no reason and stop people while they're jogging and stop people while they're driving and stop people and shoot people and kill people when they're in their grandmother's backyard, or when they are coming from the store, or when they're sleeping in their... How much hate do we have to endure with this weaponized spirit? But the spirit that we have, the God in me honors the God in you. And if we can come together and build community, we will outnumber those adversaries and we will win. Light always dispels darkness. Whether you are a scientist, spiritualist, humanist, whatever, light dispels darkness. We cannot allow the darkness to kill us mind, body, and spirit. We must honor and acknowledge the God in us, the beauty in us, the divine in us, and combat what is coming up against us so that it will not prosper. When I come on here on Tuesdays, I don't do it for myself aggrandizement. I don't do it to uplift myself. I do it because I miss community and I want to be a part of community. And the introvert that I am, this is the best way that I can do it and the best way that I can bring it to you. But I want us to come together and begin to spread the word, to share this video, to share these conversations, to have that unconditional positive regard for people, even when they behave different than you or look different or they were brought up differently. Let me bring up one other example. Hey, Rock, what's going on, beloved? Good to see you. Hey, Miss Odessa. Yeah, I'm teaching because elders like y'all taught me. So I'm giving forward. Everything that I have is just not of my own, volition. Like there is something that fed me. There's something that's pushing me. There's something that's pushing me toward community, because I know that there's healing in community. I know that there is resilience in community. I know that there is beautiful spirit, beautiful, resilient, powerful, divine moments in community where we can come together and overcome the adversary. And I'm going to give you a simple example. When I was in prayer for the people that lost their lives and who are still in critical care, the people in the Bronx, because of the Bronx fire. Oh, beloved, so good to see you, Milena. Milena is my longtime friend from early junior high school. I won't put you out there, Milena. I love you, sister. Praying for people in the Bronx. And when you think about, now, I don't know the building. I know of the building. I've never been in the building. But one of the challenges was that the safety doors didn't work. There was no explanation of what to do in the case that there is a fire. Keep your doors closed. So because the door was left open and oxygen fuels fire, the fire spread, the smoke spread, and ended up killing like 8 children, 9 adults, and injuring 17. I mean, the numbers are just, one was too many, right? But when you think about it, okay, and you compare that and you juxtapose that to a high rise, the $1 million high rises that they built right on 123rd Street and Madison Avenue, I'm sure that they have sprinklers. Now, these high rise, they're too high for fire escapes. I get that. When you live in an apartment, you pretty much only have one exit, but even with that one exit, there is something that you can do to save your life and to save the lives of others, and that is information. Because had those people been informed and had the building been properly equipped to handle unexpected happenings and unexpected disasters such as a fire, we would be looking at less numbers. But I'm sure, I don't have the numbers, but what history tells me, I'm sure that was overlooked because of the community that it's in, because it's in the Bronx, because it's not $1 million high rise, because Black and brown beloveds live there, because of their situation and circumstance. They didn't care. They, the government, they, New York City Housing, whatever it is, whoever was in charge, did not care enough to make sure that those families in that building were protected by any means necessary. A spirit that is out to seek, kill, and destroy. We got to do better for ourselves. We are the ones that we have been waiting for. We are the ones that can come together and build community and make this happen. They're trying to take away voting rights. They want to put one voting box somewhere in Milwaukee, in a city, a low, impoverished city, that you can't hardly get to because there's no public transportation for people to vote by dropping off a ballot. They want the differently abled who can't get out of their home to have a notary come and notarize whatever so that they can vote. Do you know how much it costs for a notary to come to your home? I was just having this conversation with my sisters the other day. Do you know how much it costs? It's 10 times as much as being able to go to a notary to have something notarized. Come on, somebody. The Reverend Foster, Section 8, say that. Name it. Call out, hey, Reverend. Good to see you, Reverend Smith. Much love to you. Yeah, Mama Lovey. Because we gonna come together and speak truth to power. Information is power, Reverend Foster says. We got to come together and make this happen. And make sure that we don't go backward. The only time we should be looking back is having a Sankofa moment. Going back to fetch that which is good for us and bringing it to the now. The resilience of those who came before us. The knowledge of those who came before us. The love of those who came before us. The community of those who came before us. Were they perfect? No. Were they all together, all in support of one leader or all agreed to do? No, of course they didn't. But everybody had their role to play to reach this end result, and that was justice for Black folk, justice for brown folk, justice for our First Nation indigenous folk. So we got to come together, beloveds, as community. I fight every day for breast cancer survivors, for breast cancer awareness, and domestic violence awareness. Why? Because when it comes to us, overall, now there are good, of course, again, here we go with that adjective. There are good doctors out there, but there are also not so good doctors that don't want to manage my pain, that could care less about managing my pain. I'm grateful that my team is a wonderful team, and they care about every little thing that happens to me. Every concern, they look into it. every concern, but not everybody is like that, because they want to see us fall. They want to see us fail. They want to win, and they want to see us lose. So when the spirit in me wells up and connects with the spirit in you, there is no stopping us. I am very clear that I am still alive because of you. Because of your prayers, because of your presence, because of your love, because of your support, because of you holding my arms up like Ben, like for Aaron when he got, for Moses when he got tired, and Aaron, and now I done forgot the person's name. The preacher done forgot the two guys that held up his arms. But anyway, y'all held up my arms. Y'all sent me text messages, sent me good zhuzh, good vibes, helped me to advocate for myself, gave me language to advocate for myself. Rochelle went me to every single appointment, gave me a language, helped me to advocate for myself. My daughter was there with me every single time, asking the hard questions, baffling the doctors. That's community. I am here because of community. Because, as Reverend Foster said, the information that I got from community, the powerful information, the life-changing and life-giving information that pushed me forward and pushed me through so that I could be here today and talk about this weaponized spirit, the spirit that is trying to overcome us, but we won't let it, because the divine in us will always overcome and outlast the darkness. Always. I don't say always and never too often, but this one thing I know is that light will always dispel darkness, beloved. Listen, I love you. This is my time. Tuesdays with Tawana. I'm grateful for some new people who came on. I'm grateful for those who come on every week. Y'all keep coming through. Keep, engaging in conversation, talking about it, making comments. If there's a particular topic that you want to bring to community, hit me up. Listen, we got to do this together. This is not about me. This is about being leaderful. Like, we are all leaders on this call. I just happen to be the curator in this moment. But we are all leaders, and we are all divine, and we are co-creators. And when God created the heavens and the earth and the people, the animals, and the trees and the cosmos and all that, when God created the people, when God was done, God looked back and said, it's all good. God ain't say it like that, but that's Tawana's commentary. It's all good. So we got to know that there is a goodness in us that no one can break. No one, no weapon formed against, not cancer, not domestic violence, not mental illness. We can overcome all of that together. Thank you, Aaron and her. Thank you, Reverend. Listen, I love y'all. This is our time. Thank you for joining me. I truly appreciate you. Love y'all to the moon and beyond. See you next Tuesday, same time, same place. If you miss this or if you share this, it'll be available on all podcasts and on YouTube. Just enjoy and take it all in. And when you walk away from this podcast, just know who you are and whose you are, and how beautiful you are, and how divine you are, and how amazing and resilient and resistant and strong and loving and brilliant you are, right where you are. Bring your full authentic self into this and let your spirit speak, and speak truth to power, so that we might overcome the darkness that's trying to plague us and take us out. I love you. Deuces. Catch y'all next week. Later.